Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the BDN Maine Sportsnet Maine Game of the Week. Tonight, we feature the Dexter Tigers and the Foxcroft Academy Ponies. I'm Jim Churchill, joined on the broadcast tonight by Ernie Clark from the Bangor Daily News. Ernie, let's start with the visitors, the Dexter Tigers. Your thoughts on them?
Well, the Tigers coming off a great season for them. Last year got to the LTC championship game before losing to Maine Central Institute of Pittsfield. Back here this year, already with a win to their credit, defeating Ellsworth Sumner last week in 28-14, I believe. Pretty good offensive showing by the Tigers, who had graduated quite a few skill position people, but have enough of a nucleus back, and I think a confidence within the program that hasn't been there in a while. And we'll see how that works out tonight against a talented Foxcroft Academy team.
We talked with Coach Danny White, coach of the Ponies. His team lost in week number 1, but he said he gained a lot from the second half especially.
Well, you kind of learn about your team a little bit in that kind of game. Foxcroft was down 35-7 to a Madison team that, like Foxcroft, is dropping down from Class C to Class D this year by enrollment. Madison looks to be all the part of a favorite in southern Maine. They're in Class D South, and they took it to the Ponies here on this field, up 35-7 in the second quarter. But as you mentioned, I think Danny White found out a little bit about his team in the second half. They didn't quit in that game, got it back to within 49-28, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when it's 34-7 at halftime, and you're talking about 16 and 17-year-old kids, there's a tendency to be a little bit demoralized. But the Ponies came back and punched 3 touchdowns across in the second half and did a better job of holding off Madison's high-powered offense, and as a result took the loss, but came out of that game feeling pretty good about themselves coming into this game tonight against a neighboring rival.
Got a great night for football. We're looking forward to it. It's the Tigers and Ponies coming up. Next, we'll talk with the coaches here on the BDN Maine Sportsnet Maine Game of the Week.
It's your picnic table and your park bench. It's your hotel room, your office, and your nursery. It's your first date and a shoulder to cry on. It's your barbershop, your dance floor, and your toolbox. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
If time is infinite, why is there never enough of it? A John Deere One Family tractor with Quick Park lets you attach and go. iMatch Quick Hitch gives you more time for what you love, so it takes less work to do more work. Auto Connect Drive Over Mower Deck? Done. They're not making any more land, but there's plenty of time if you know where to look.
Visit Greenway Equipment in Bangor and Ellsworth, or find us online at greenwayequipment.com.
All right, talking with Coach Andrew Shorey. Coach obviously had a lot of success with last year's team. Just talk about coming into this year and building off that success.
It's a very different team this year, but they came in fired up, hoping to build on it, and hopefully that's what we're doing. So, how
would you characterize your team? Talk about some of your strengths and your weaknesses.
Our strength, we returned all of our offensive and defensive line. We're still very young in the second, in the backfield and in the secondary, but we're working on it. We're getting there. So.
And talk about tonight's opponent, the Foxcroft Academy Ponies. What do you see there?
They're tough. They're well coached. They're physical. They're going to be tough to beat. So.
All right, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your first the Game 1 experience you had there playing out of conference. Just what did you take out of that game?
Madison's a really good football team, and we didn't play our brand of football. They played their brand of football, and we played catch-up. They have some really talented kids, and we played from behind the whole night, and that's a tough task when you're playing against a talented team like that. And we were able to play a really good second half and go 14-14 in the second half, so that's what we built on going into this week.
You mentioned your brand of football. Let's go right there. What is the Pony brand of football?
Yeah, we want to stay balanced as much as we can between the run and the pass, and we want to, kind of dictate what we do offensively. And last week, I think it was they dictated a little bit what we had to do, and we had to throw a lot more than what we wanted to because we were behind and needed to kind of push the envelope a little bit. So we want to pound the ball a little bit more. We want to control the clock a little bit more than we did last week, and if we can do that, then we'll be happier with it.
Every quality team has a lot of excellent veteran leadership. Talk about some of the veterans on your team.
Yeah, we've got we have 5 captains this year. It's a little bit different for us. We generally will have 4, but we've got 5 worthy seniors that are 4-year players, and they lead us, and we've got a good group of seniors, not just the 5 captains, that have done a nice job so far this preseason getting these kids ready to go, and they're excited to get into LTC action here tonight.
What worries you most about the Dexter Tigers?
I think they're very fundamental. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes, and they're going to play extremely hard tonight. It's the first time we've played each other since 2012, but prior to that, we the 2 of us have played each other for 50 plus years. So it goes back a long time, and so they're going to give us a great effort tonight, and they've got some good kids on the other side that can do some nice things, and they're aggressive on defense, and they're going to try to force us to make mistakes, and we just got to stay calm and execute.
All right, Coach, have fun tonight.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right.
Okay.
You deserve a clean car. Let Dean's take care of the details. Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Let the pros at Dean's renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. For interior detailing, exterior detailing, and complete detailing packages, call Dean's at 945-3016 or book your appointment online at deansdetailing.com. Dean's gift cards are always the perfect gift for the holidays. Dean's Detailing. We make used look like new.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Oaks Field here in Dover, Foxcroft. And this is the BDN Maine Sportsnet Maine Game of the Week, our first of the season. We'll have 7 more football games. We've got 8 high school basketball games scheduled as well. I'm Jim Churchill, and I'll be joined on the broadcast here by a couple of guys who have covered a lot of games here at Oaks Field in Dover, Foxcroft. First, Ernie Clark from the Bangor Daily News. Ernie, good evening. Great night for football.
Oh, it's a great night for football. Couldn't be better, really. Probably about 60 degrees outside, and the rain has passed through. We had a rainbow earlier, and 2 rival teams ready to go.
Other man in the booth here tonight, Aaron Jackson. And Aaron, great night for football. Looks like we're going to have a good crowd, and we got some county rivals here going at it tonight.
Yeah, there's definitely no love lost. There's no love lost between these 2 teams, that is for sure. These 2 teams are going to go out there, and they're going to be looking to take each other's heads off here from time to time. And that's some exciting football to watch. And I got to say, I love coming to Dover Foxcroft, to Foxcroft Academy, because they're always so welcoming and they're always so passionate. You don't always find that at places, but this right here has a ton of passion on this field.
All right, and you can see the captains meeting at midfield, and they'll have the coin toss here. Dexter across the way, wearing the white jerseys trimmed in that blazing red, and on the near side, of course, the maroon of Foxcroft Academy. Ernie, Foxcroft playing their first game out of conference and played a pretty good team.
Yeah, played Madison Karabec, both Madison Karabec and Foxcroft Academy actually in Class C last year, actually both in Class C North, but moved down to Class D this year. Foxcroft in the north and Madison in the south. Madison with an explosive backfield combination, a trio, including the quarterback, Evan Bess, rushed for well over 400 yards against Foxcroft, jumped out to a huge early lead and moved on to a 49-28 victory. But as you said, that's a non-conference game, and the clash against the Tigers tonight, an all LTC battle.
All right, they've had the coin toss. Of course, the lights are on here. We're closing in on fall, but it's still technically summer.
And sunset, last I knew, was about 7:04. So we've got about 4 minutes more of day, I guess. And then it turns dark. But yeah, great atmosphere for football here. And Dexter, talk about them, a rejuvenated program, really. You look over there, and healthy numbers on the sidelines. Looks to be somewhere in the 30s in terms of numbers of players, and that's a good number these days for a Class D football program. Foxcroft looks to be well over 30, probably pushing 40 players on their roster. So healthy rosters for both of these teams, and both schools with a lot of football tradition and a chance to go at it against each other for the first time in 5 years, since 2012.
And it's going to be the Tigers kicking off to get this underway. Back deep for the Ponies. Got Jeremy Richard and Hyatt Smith awaiting the kickoff from Matt Simpson. And Simpson the boots. Low kick. One hopper to the Ponies, and taken down at the 30-yard line will be Foxcroft, as taking the kickoff there for the Ponies, number 35, R.J. Nelson.
Foxcroft with a veteran quarterback to bring the Ponies out, in Nick Clausen, senior, running threat, really perhaps more than a passing threat. Look to see Foxcroft run some option with Clausen behind center in the spread formation, but the two kick returners, Smith and Richard, are dangerous on the outside.
Clausen, 5'8", a 200-pounder, is going to take it himself. He's got some running room on that left side. He's got a first down and more across midfield into Tiger territory, and a good start for the Pony offense.
Yeah, again, that's Clausen simplifying the offense there, just taking the center, reading the blocks, and that time cutting out to his left and finding some free territory out there. Good gain, well over 20 yards, and first down for Foxcroft inside Dexter territory.
Size, Jim, 5'8", 200. It's a big boy for a quarterback.
First and 10. First time for the Ponies here tonight inside Dexter territory. Didn't take them long. And this time Clausen will hand it off inside. Not much running room there. Caleb Niles, the ball carrier. He may lose half a yard.
Yeah, good stop there by David Kirschkane, who is just a junior, but was a key part of Dexter's defense last year in helping the Tigers get to the LTC championship game where they lost to MCI.
Second down and 10 for Foxcroft Academy, coached by Danny White. Two teams haven't played since 2012, but a long history prior to that. It's a long snap. Clausen rolling out to his right, fires towards the near sideline, but the pass incomplete. So Dexter looking for a nice defensive stand here early in this ball game, Aaron. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Good chance for Dexter to get out of this and get the ball after the overthrow by Clausen. And again, looking for Jeremy Richard, and in that case, Hyatt Smith, two explosive receivers, very athletic receivers. And as we said earlier, Clausen more of a running threat, but has been working on the passing game that time. Just a little bit of an overthrow.
Yeah, and that was because you could see the Dexter player converging on him. Made a difference there. He had to rush that throw a little bit.
And the Pony's going to draw the Tigers offside. Guilty party there. Tyler Handy, senior defensive tackle.
Yeah, that certainly was by design there. That shortens it up, and that gives Foxcroft a little bit more of an option to pass or run the football out of that option now with 3rd and 5, and depending on what happens on 3rd down, could be, no guarantee, but could be 2-down territory even now, depending on the confidence the Ponies have in their offense.
In motion for the Ponies. Matthew Spooner, and Clausen's going to work that left side again. He's got a first down, and he's going to head down towards the 20 on the far sideline. So once again, it's Clausen using his feet to pick up a first down.
Yeah, that's gains of 21 and 20 yards, I believe. That ball is actually spotted at the 23, so that'll be a 19-yard gain. But still, two big gains by Clausen. Looked like McCaleb Niles, number 22, who may have been in motion just a little bit early on that play, but at the best for Foxcroft, got off to a great start to help provide the lead blocking for the Ponies.
Niles in the backfield with Clausen. Clausen surveying the field, now pushed out of the pocket. A wobbly pass towards the goal line. It's going to be incomplete. Knocked down there by Logan Perkins.
Actually, good defensive work by Hyatt Smith of Foxcroft on that play, as that ball a little bit underthrown, and Perkins waiting for the interception, and Smith, who was in the end zone, came back out of the end zone and knocked the ball away to keep possession for the Ponies.
2nd down and 10 to go for Foxcroft. Get to the 500 mark here early in this season after the season opening loss to Madison Karabeck Here's Clausen again looking for some room and throws it to the right side, but throws it into the turf. Pass intended for Jeremy Richard. And once again, it's going to bring up a 3rd and long here for the Ponies.
That was pretty good defensive penetration there by the Dexter front line. Had Clausen scrambling, and Richard was open in the right flat, but Clausen didn't have time to get set, throwing the ball on the run, came up with the underthrow, and now the Ponies again with 3rd and long.
Ponies to the line. At the Dexter 22, and tripped up in the backfield. Getting the handoff there from Clausen, number 21. That's Cameron Marsh. And a nice defensive stand there by the Tigers. It's going to bring up 4th and about 18.
Yeah, that's Tyler Beam, number 32 on that tackle, getting into the backfield.
We saw him a lot last year.
Oh, man, he's just one of the toughest players pound for pound you'll find in any division of high school football in the state of Maine, and showed some quickness there to reach out and make the shoestring tackle and force Foxcroft into a 4th and long.
All right, Tigers. Pardon me, the Pony's going to go for it here, and Coach Danny White wants to talk it over. Early in this one, 9:42 left to go here in the first quarter. And a big play here in the early going.
Got any 4th and 18s, Jim, up your sleeve?
Oh.
What you have here in terms of Foxcroft is you've got a very mobile quarterback for one thing, and so do you try to get him in open space, or do you try to look for a Hyatt Smith, for instance, or Richard, as they tried earlier? Try to find him maybe something on a little bit shorter than to the end zone, and let's see if they can use their athleticism to get some yards after the catch, and if not get the first down, then at least pin Dexter back deep in his territory, and then rely on your defense to try to hold the Tigers and force a punt to get the good field position back.
Now, Coach White has had his say, of course, a former Pony himself, Ernie.
Indeed, a 3-sport athlete here at Foxcroft, point guard, middle infielder, played baseball at Husson University after he graduated from Foxcroft, and now is in his 9th season as the head coach at his alma mater. It seems amazing to think he's been around that long on the sidelines as a coach.
Trips to the right, Clausen back, looking that direction, fires downfield, the pass is high, it's incomplete, and the Tigers will take over on downs.
That's good defense by Dexter there, and knowing that Foxcroft needed 18 yards, they applied some pass rush up front, but made sure to have plenty of defenders back in the secondary so that they could handle all of Foxcroft's receivers.
And outside of the 2 big runs by Clausen, Tigers holding the Pony offense in check there on that drive.
Yeah, really, gains of 21-19 by Clausen. 6 other plays went for a -8 yards.
Now the Tigers with the ball for the first time, and get a penalty here. It's going to go against Dexter. False start will cost them 5 yards. So 1st and 15 for Dexter. Great game they played against Orono in the postseason last year, and he did that game on the BDN Maine Game of the Week.
Yeah, high quality game. Dexter went down fighting, no doubt.
Handoff from Bickford, and looks like they get just about all those 5 yards back on that 1st and 15 call. Tigers to the line. Coming in motion and taking it himself up the middle.
Good job.
Nelson the tackle there for the Ponies. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5 to go here for Dexter.
Two pretty solid runs by the Tigers out of the gate, 5 yards a pop. That usually is good for first downs. Of course, the Tigers set themselves back with that first down penalty, but still in position here at 3rd and 5 to go a number of different ways to get the first down.
And it's going to be a first down here for Dexter. Getting the call is that man. Getting the carry there, Tyler Beam, senior fullback, plays linebacker on defense. So the Tigers, their first down of the night.
Playing a little wildcat, apparently. He's taking the snap and running direct on a couple of plays here.
Very methodical. They've averaged about 5 yards a carry here in the last 3 downs. And not much here, though, as the Pony defense rises up and push back there. Getting a call for the Tigers was Gage Stone.
Don't know if Dexter ran Beam at quarterback last week against Ellsworth, but if they didn't, it'd be quite something different for the Foxcroft defense to have to consider. Certainly nothing that they would have been able to scout.
Low snap here, fielded by Beam, and we got a collision amongst the Tigers in the backfield, and that's going to result in a big-time loss there for Dexter. So not a well-oiled machine, at least on that play.
Oh, now that leaves them in third and long after a loss of about 5 yards. Back to the 37. Call that -4. Got a lot of movement in the backfield on that play, but the snap being low kind of made that not matter, except for the fact there maybe was another person or two to be able to recover the snap.
Get him! Come on!
Here's Beam taking the snap. He heads towards the near sideline. And he'll get back to near the original line of scrimmage. Maybe advancing just beyond that 32-yard line, 31-yard line.
Makes sense, though, for Dexter to want to get the ball into Tyler Beam's hands. He's one of their top athletes, and so you move him into position where he can touch the ball the most. This time, though, unable to prevent the Tigers from having to punt.
And the Tigers will punt, line drive kick, and they go with the reverse to the Ponies, and taking it to the far sideline, heading upfield, finally tripped up there is Hyatt Smith. 5'9" junior. Nice return there by the Ponies, and they'll have great field position to start their second possession of the ball game.
Again, that goes back to the first possession when the Ponies were able to move the ball down the field. They weren't able to punch it in, but were able to prevent Dexter from mounting a drive of any magnitude coming back, so they get the ball back in good field position at their own 47.
Ponies to the line. Clausen takes the snap. He'll take it himself, working the right side this time. Another big run for the Foxcroft Academy quarterback. Takes it well into Tiger territory, down to the 31. It's really been Clausen in 3 big runs for the Ponies here tonight, Ernie.
Yeah, and some good blocking outside beyond just the line of scrimmage there. Hyatt Smith with a downfield block enabled Clausen to get another 6 or 7 yards, but you're right. I mean, that's another huge gain from the 47 of Foxcroft to the 31 of Dexter. That's 22 yards. So 20, 19, and 22 yards on the 3 carries so far by the Foxcroft quarterback.
And an injured Pony here on the near sideline before Cody Labby getting some attention from the training staff. And not much room to work there for the Ponies. They'll lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, Cody Labby, one of the starting offensive linemen, being taken care of over there on the sideline after a high snap kind of botched that play up for Foxcroft. High and hard, it bounced off Clausen's hands. He had to catch it out of the air, and by the time he gained control and started to move forward, the Dexter Tigers were waiting.
I'm talking about it before the game, Ernie. This field used to go in a different direction.
Yeah, until 2000. Then they turned it around and made it parallel to Route 15 rather than perpendicular with the one set of goalposts right down by the road.
Nothing doing there. Clausen the handoff to McCaleb Niles, and he loses a couple more.
Yeah, Dexter's interior defense snuffing most everything out between the tackles. It's only when Clausen's been able to get outside have the Ponies had much success.
Coach Danny White noticed a little frustration in his body language on the near sideline. Clausen fires left. Quick hitter there, and a pretty good gain for Foxcroft. They're going to be short of the first down. Clausen firing one to the left. Jeremy Richard taking it in and quickly heading upfield. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down. Another fourth down situation here for Foxcroft Academy.
Ball to 24, gain of 11, so 4th and 3. But that you see Foxcroft's game right there, and it's based on speed. Whether it's Clausen running the option out of the backfield or him finding Jeremy Richard in that case, or Hyatt Smith on the other side of the field with the short passes and letting them do their thing with their speed after they make the catch. That time, Richard able to make a good gain after the catch for an 11-yard gain, and now Foxcroft with 4th and 3.
See what they do here. They're going to try Clausen again. We got some Tigers in the backfield of the Ponies, but Clausen able to evade those two Dexter Tigers. He'll run it upfield. He's got a first down.
Yeah, avoided that first surge. I didn't see who it was for Dexter, but Dexter, one of their middle interior linemen, dove through the Foxcroft offensive line and almost got his hands on Clausen's ankle, but Clausen quick enough to sidestep him, one step to the right, and then he had some open space and good blocking, was able to forge ahead for another good gain on the first down.
So the Ponies in business here. 3:30 left to go in the first quarter, and not well executed there by the Ponies. You get back to the line of scrimmage there. McCaleb Niles with the carry.
Again, Dexter up front. 77, Tyler Handy, a senior and a veteran from last year, playing that nose tackle position, or one of those defensive tackle positions, and helping to smother anything Foxcroft's trying to do between the tackles.
2nd down and 10. Clausen, high snap over his head. Ball trickling back beyond the 35, and Clausen is hit, and the Tigers are going to come up with the football. A high snap over the head of Clausen went off his fingertips. He tracked it down near the 35. Just as he was getting set to pick up the football, he was hit by a Tiger, and another Tiger right there to pounce on it, and Dexter with a big turnover here in this first quarter.
Yeah, again, Tyler Beam, the playmaker there after the high snap, almost beating Clausen to the ball. Clausen got his hands on it, couldn't keep control, and I think it was Beam that came up with the recovery, and Dexter in better field position to start out their second drive of the night.
And the starting center, Labby's still being worked on the sideline, so we'll see how things work out there. And a good gain again on first down for Dexter. Beam, a 6-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 4. Couple minutes left to go here in this first quarter. Sportsnet Maine, BDN Maine Game of the Week. Brought to you by Tradewinds Markets. Sure to fuel up at your local Tradewinds, where every gallon you buy helps local cancer care.
Don't let him have it. Come on.
Handoff. And not much there, maybe a yard. As it's going to be number 34, Gage Stone, just a sophomore.
Dexter running the wishbone in their second series with Jacob Bickford playing quarterback. That time good pursuit by Foxcroft's defense as Number 34, Gage Stone, tried to take the ball wide left and had no place to go, had to settle for a 1-yard gain.
3rd and 3, Tigers at their own 45-yard line. Inside handoff, it's Beam, and I think forward progress would give him the first down, but there is a flag down. It's in the backfield of the Tigers, so that may negate that first down gain there by Dexter.
Yeah, it looks like he does have the first down, does Beam, based on the run by about a foot, but it's going to come back with a illegal procedure penalty on Dexter. Now, no, I didn't know. I thought they might try to, Foxcroft might have the measurement taken just in case he didn't get the first down, but instead they're going to march off the 5 yards, and now Dexter facing 3rd and 8.
Tigers have been keeping it on the ground here. They've had some success in this first quarter. Still no score. Third and 8 for Dexter. Bickford, and we got another flag.
Yeah, I think Dexter got the 5 yards back. It looked like number 87 for Foxcroft. Nope, it's against Dexter. He was drawn off. So that's
Tigers going in the wrong direction here.
That's now the 4th penalty here in the first quarter with 50 seconds left. Fortunate for Dexter is that they're all just 5-yard penalties, but still they are drive stallers. And now Dexter had 3rd and 3, actually had the first down, and suddenly now they are 3rd and 13.
Bickford under center. It's back at his backfield, a trio there. Fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. Some pressure coming from the Ponies, and Bickford will get it away. Beam, a well-timed drop right there. Would have lost even more yardage had he caught the football.
Number 23, Daniel Rittnesberg for Foxcroft. Defensive end. Class of 2020, what's that make him? Sophomore?
Sophomore.
With some good pressure on Bickford, and as you mentioned, Beam fortunate not to make the catch, prevented a big loss.
Second punt of the ball game for Bickford. This one off the side of his foot. It's not traveled very far. It's going to be down by the Tigers. But once again, Foxcroft Academy will start with very good field position here. As we are down to 28 seconds left to go in this first quarter. 0-0 our score. So the Tigers cannot capitalize on that turnover there by the Ponies.
Foxcroft's defense pretty stout so far. Some 5-yard gains on Dexter's first possession to get him out toward the 40-yard line, but nothing since then.
Oh, here's a handoff to Niles. He's got a first down, still on his feet. Breaking tackles, finally taken down by a pair of Tigers. But he's taken down at the 25-yard line of Dexter. And we've got a Tiger down on the turf out there. And a time called. Coach Andrew Shorey coming out to check on the fallen Tiger.
Quick opener there and some explosive speed by McCaleb Niles there. Streaking right up the middle, untouched. A couple of good blocks on the interior by the Ponies. Kind of wonder if Dexter's keying on Clausen a little bit there, because Niles had all kinds of room up the middle after Dexter had been pretty stout against that inside stuff during Foxcroft's first 2 possessions. But play ended at the 25. Didn't see exactly what happened. Believe it probably had something to do with the tackle. And one of Dexter's players is down. Can't get a good look at the number to see who it is, but no stoppage of play. Gain of 31 yards on the play by McCaleb Niles. Longest gain of the day to date. And
I think injured player is going to get up. And helped off the field.
Appears to be kind of dragging that right leg.
Can't see a number.
One of the defensive linemen. It's in the 70s. Number 78, Jonathan Allen, a senior offensive tackle. He'll get checked out on the far sideline.
Kind of hard to tell what part of his leg it is because not a lot of movement there, but over on the bench, he'll be treated.
Meanwhile, the Ponies on the march. 1st and 10 from the Dexter 25. And the fake to Niles. Clausen keeps it. He'll pick up a yard or two there. And that's going to do it for the first quarter here at Oaks Field. No score between the Dexter Tigers and the Foxcroft Academy Ponies. We'll be back with second quarter action here on the BDN Maine Game of the Week.
It's your Monday morning and your Friday night. It's your suitcase, your tour guide, and your photo booth. It's your new beginning and your fresh start. It's your library, your hotspot, and your movie theater. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
What do you get when you combine pure diesel power with 1,600 pounds of raw iron and steel? Meet the 2R series from John Deere. Up to 32 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, cruise control, and a 6-year powertrain warranty that's best in its class. This rugged workhorse won't make your breakfast, but with quick attach features, you can do pretty much anything else. Ride one today at your John Deere dealer.
Visit Greenway Equipment in Bangor and Ellsworth, or find us online at greenwayequipment.com.
Our first game of the season featuring the Dexter Tigers and the Foxcroft Academy Ponies. Jim Churchill along with Ernie Clark here in the booth. 2nd and 8 for Foxcroft as they switch ends of the field. Clausen the keeper, and he'll pick up a few more yards. Not much give there in that Dexter Tiger line. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Should say that Cody Labby, the starting center, back in the game for Foxcroft, so good to see that the injury wasn't too serious.
BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Greenway Equipment Sales. For the best in John Deere sales and service, it is Greenway Equipment. They have 2 locations, Bangor and Ellsworth. Greenway Equipment, nothing runs like a deer. Snap, Clausen back to pass, fires over the middle, what a catch! And it's going to be a 1st down at the 10 as Jeremy Richard had to kind of reverse field slightly there, and he reached back across his body and snare that one.
Yeah, athletic catch there as he went down the left sideline and crossed over. Looks like he stopped on the pattern a little bit, and as it turns out, it's well that he did because the ball thrown behind him a little bit, but a reaching back, diving catch by Richard gives the Foxcroft 1st and goal.
And back to the air goes Clausen, this time intended for the senior Richard. This time he can't corral it, so it's going to be 2nd down. Officially 2nd down and goal here. Patriots could have used some of those catches last night.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I mean, I know they lost, but they were up 7-0, had the ball deep in Kansas City territory.
Looked like they were ahead 14 tonight.
Yeah, exactly. It was a Gronk almost catch.
And it's going to be Niles, and good gain there for number 22. Takes it inside the 5.
That's some good inside running by Niles there. Started up the middle. Didn't see anything there. Saw a little bit of a gap to the right, so he made a quick cut and added 2 or 3 yards, and now it's 3rd and goal from the 5. Niles showing some good inside speed here as of late.
Tigers trying to break the ice here in this first half. Nobody scored in the first quarter. Can Foxcroft score? Yes, they will. Clausen will take it himself. He's in the end zone. Give the Ponies 6. And they lead the Tigers now 6-0.
Yeah, that time Clausen just kind of waited to see the blocking. Looked to be going left all the way, but let his blockers do their job and followed him into the end zone relatively untouched. And the Ponies take the early lead.
Levi Stedman on for the extra point, and a low snap. They get the ball down. The kick is up, and it is good. Nice recovery there by the holder. Who that was there, and it might have been Richard.
It was Levi Stedman.
Stedman the kicker, but who was the holder?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see the holder. No,
it might have been Richard. He was getting a pat on the back.
Yeah, probably was. Good work
off
by
those good hands there.
Yeah, good work by him. Catch the ball, get it down, and then Stedman patient enough to wait until the ball was set and able to make the extra point. Stedman also a soccer player here at Foxcroft Academy, so he's got that kicking part down pretty well.
How do they do that? How do they play both sports?
You can do that.
Really? Yeah.
They don't do it a lot in a lot of the bigger schools, but a lot of the smaller schools, there's a lot of that going on. A lot of track and field athletes play another sport in the spring.
Just thinking about practice time, not necessarily game time.
Well, yeah, and I'm guessing in this case, it's probably not a lot of football practice in Stedman's case. I mean,
right.
I think he plays. I
Seems
think he plays soccer. And he can kind of work on that on his own. Although you do need the holder in the center, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you do need to practice in a game
a little extra work
type of situation,
somewhere.
but yeah.
Stedman the kick here, drills it down inside the 10-yard line. And a reverse here by the Tigers, and they'll pick up 4 more. Tripped up is Caleb Weeks.
Yeah, that's Niles with the tackle again, showing that speed not only offensively but on the special teams as well to get down there. Dexter trying a reverse on the kickoff return, and Niles stayed in his lane and limited the Tigers to about a 6-yard return, and Dexter now backed up deep in their own territory to start the second quarter.
Tigers trail at 7-0. Beam, the direct snap now. Pitches it left to Gage Stone, who lost control of the football momentarily, but quickly fell on it. And it's going to result in a loss there for the Tigers of about 4 yards.
Yeah, pretty good play by Stone just to maintain possession, because that was not an accurate toss by any stretch of the imagination. I think it hit the ground, and then Stone kind of corralled it from there with a defender on his back.
Player in motion is going to get the handoff, and it's going to be Logan Perkins. I think he slipped on the turf just as he was about to get hit. He changed direction there, lost his footing. Was that Dylan Allen? That Dylan Allen.
Number 8 with the
6 and 8, tough to
carry,
do.
Logan Perkins.
Yep.
Foxcroft's number 35, R.J. Nelson, helped string that play out so that Perkins couldn't turn the corner, and as a result, loss of another yard, and looks like we're going to have a stoppage in play here.
Time call. The Tigers will talk it over. 8:44 left to go here in the first half, and we'll take a break. 7-0. Foxcroft with the lead on the BDN Maine Game of the Week.
Since 2006, we've offered free ATMs worldwide to our customers, saving them over $16 million. Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
Back at Oaks Field, Jim Churchill, Ernie Clark, BDN Maine Game of the Week. Playing here in the second quarter, 8:44 left to go in the first half. Foxcroft 7-0 lead. Tigers with the football, and there's a quick hitter. And the pass is complete, but it's going to be short of the first down marker. It's going to bring up 4th down and relatively short here for the Tigers. 4th and 3, so they'll have to boot it away deep in their own territory, all on the 22-yard line.
Good sign for Dexter, at least showing some semblance of a passing game for the first time.
Got to mix it up a little bit. High kick, and it's going to be fielded by Hyatt Smith, and he's got some running room. One man to beat, and he can't get past Jacob Bickford, but, oh, what do we got? A loose football, and it's going to be picked up by Dexter, and now a collision on the sideline. One of the chain gang goes down over there. Ball came out before he went down, or?
It did. He kind of reached out the ball like he was trying to cross the plane of the goal line, except he was on about the 20-yard line. And as you mentioned, Jacob Bickford racing to tackle him, and I'm not sure what the issue is here. The question may have been whether or not Smith was out of bounds when he fumbled the ball, but he didn't. It's ruled in play, recovered by Dexter, and big break for the Tigers there as Hyatt Smith took the punt on the left side of the field at his own 42, made his way right with some pretty good speed, broke through the Dexter special teams defense, and had one player to beat, but not only did Bickford bring him down, he forced a fumble as well.
So the Tigers get it right back, and it's Beam again with the carry. Which there for Tyler. Does pick up a couple of yards. So Dexter in need of a first down here, and at least to change the field position just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, between the pass and the fumble on the punt, they were able to pick up about 20 yards, which helps. But you get to a point you may need to diversify the offense just a little bit more. That last pass showed some promise there, and I know Beam's first instinct is to run the football, but Foxcroft defense knows that too.
Four-headed monster in the backfield. Inside handoff to the 4th man there. And that's Logan Perkins with a short gain. A couple more yards for the Tigers. 3rd down and 6. Tigers trying to go to 2-0 on the season. They downed Ellsworth Sumner in their first outing. Tony's trying to get to the 500 mark in the early part of the season. What are the big games happening tonight, Ernesto?
An interesting Class C game with John Baps and Herman playing.
Third and 6. Man in motion, and we got a flag. And likely going to go against the Tigers for illegal procedure here. Page took the handoff. Did not, well, he was close to first down.
It's going to be just a little bit, well, it looks to be a little bit short from here.
It's all coming back.
Yep, so you got either 4th and inches or you've got 3rd and 11. So I think probably the 3rd and 11 is the call that Foxcroft will make. 5th penalty against Dexter compared to none against the Ponies so far. Mentioned big games, big rivalry game down in Central Maine tonight. Winslow and Lawrence playing for the first time in a long time. Winslow in Class C, Lawrence in Class B. Actually, Winslow is a Class D school by enrollment, could be playing in the LTC, but they petitioned up and are playing in Class C, have been a dominant team in the region in recent years. And Lawrence coming off a 2-point loss at Brewer in its opener. Pretty competitive effort there, but again, it's big school against big school, but Winslow is a school that defies its enrollment in terms of its quality of football.
3rd down and a dozen, and a whistle again, and Andrew Shorey, the head coach for the Tigers, very unhappy on the far sideline. That's going to cost, I don't know, I guess what they do, call a timeout there?
Yeah, the second timeout of the half with, 5:41 left in the second quarter. I think Dexter struggling a little bit with the 3rd and longs, and that time I think Coach Shorey sensed that all of his players weren't necessarily on the same page there, so better to call a timeout than have disaster happen inside your own 30-yard line, or at least around your 30-yard line. Not a great mathematician.
Next week we'll be in Buck Sports for the BDN Main Game of the Week. The MDI Trojans traveling to take on the Golden Bucks.
Yeah, speaking of Winslow, MDI went down to Winslow last Saturday in a rematch of the Class C North final from a year ago, and a great game down there. Winslow wound up winning on its home field, but by just 1 point at 21-20.
Beam looks to his left, nothing there. Now scrambling, heading to the sideline, gets rid of the football, and it's going to be caught, but who caught it? Flag in the air, an offensive lineman making the catch there.
Yeah, number 58 is usually
He's
not.
got good hands.
Yeah, he does.
He's playing out of position.
Is it 58 or 56? It's like 58, but I don't have one on
Those
the
8s and 6s are very difficult
program.
on the
50
backs of those Dexter Tigers.
56 is Kirschkane. I'm not sure. I thought it was an 8, but anyways, it looked to be a busted play as
And there's no 58, so it's got to be Kirschkane.
Beam looked around for somebody to hand the ball off. He did a full circle in the backfield before he realized there was nobody there with him. Then rolled to his right as Foxcroft pursued, and not surprisingly, the call is ineligible receiver downfield.
Kirschkane's like, what the heck? I never get a chance to do this.
Yeah, geez, give me the end zone.
See him turn upfield, breaking tackles.
Excuse me.
So once again, the Tigers going in the wrong direction. They got about a 4th and 16, so they'll punt it away. Again, not a bad punt. And a bobble there, dangerous for number 3, Jeremy Richard. Fortunate for him, somebody didn't hit him after he made the initial contact there with the football. He was able to fall right on that football and retain possession.
Yeah, both Richard and Hyatt Smith saw the ball land between them, and I think both of them were kind of wondering whether or not they should pick it up or just let it be downed. And finally, Richard decided he would try to pick it up, but little mishandle at the outset made for a bit of a scramble, but he was able to recover the ball.
Handoff here goes to number 21. That's Cameron Marsh, and he's going to lose some ground. Good pursuit there by the Dexter Tiger defense. Kirschkane in the area. Beam there as well.
Yeah, number 60, Hayden Guthner there as well. So good pursuit there by Dexter's defense. A couple of linemen out there, among others. You mentioned Kirschkane along with number 60, Hayden Guthner, and able to send Foxcroft back 4 yards on first down.
2nd down and 14 for the Ponies. They lead this one 7-0. Low-scoring first half. And a couple of yards there for Niles. 4.5 minutes left to go in this first half. BDN Maine Game of the Week brought to you by Quirk Auto Group. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
I expected a pretty competitive game here tonight, and that's what we've seen so far. Foxcroft, so far at least, with just a little bit of a speed advantage on the offensive end that has made the difference.
And Tiger offside. I think he was drawn off in this instance, so that will benefit the Ponies. They'll pick up 5. And it's going to make it 3rd down and about 6.
7 penalties for 45 yards against Dexter, and that's certainly not helping them. It's helped to stall the offense at times, and this time allows Foxcroft, instead of being 3rd and 12, to have a little bit of a more manageable situation.
Clausen hands it off to Niles. Niles breaks one tackle, but cannot break the next one. He will gain a couple, and it's going to be 4th down and about 4 yards.
Should be you would think, a punting situation for Foxcroft here.
Jim Churchill along with Ernie Clark, the rest of our crew here tonight. Kim Mitchell, Digital Workshop. Mark Paulette here in the booth. Aaron Jackson and Nick Bolliger roaming the sidelines. Brandon Rowe.
Looks like Foxcroft will at least try to draw a penalty, if not go for it, and here they go.
And Clausen is going to break a tackle. He'll have 1st down yardage. Big play there for the Ponies. They'll keep possession, looking to add to their total of 7 here in the first half. Can't forget Jay from Hamden, Jay Baines up on the roof.
5-yard gain by Clausen there, and you mentioned him being 5'8", 200. He needed that low center of gravity to break a couple of tackles in order to keep Foxcroft in possession of the football.
Clausen back to pass, looking downfield. Nice toss there. It's complete. That's complete to number 35, R.J. Nelson. He's hit quickly, but not before he gets inside the 25, and they'll move the chains across the way. It's going to be 1st and 10.
Longest pass of the night for the Ponies. They've got a lot of speed on the outside. You add Nelson to Smith and to Hyatt Smith and Jeremy Richard, and that's a lot for a high school secondary to have to defend. That time, Nelson wide open across the middle on the inside of that slot position that Wes Welker and Julian Edelman have made famous.
You had to bring up Edelman, didn't you?
Yeah, well, they kind of missed him last night. They kind of missed him last night, didn't they?
Yeah, Tom looked a little lost, I should say, last night.
Brady 16 for 36 last night, and at least early, I didn't see the whole game. I fell asleep, but he didn't seem to be on target last night either in terms of everything else that was not working for the Patriots. Tom Brady wasn't at his usual accurate self, and I think part of that has to do with not having his security blanket in Julian Edelman.
Yeah, it's going to take time. I mean, he'll find somebody else. I'm confident in that, but first of all, the Pats got to keep their receiving core healthy. They're dropping like flies here in the early going. Clausen looking for some room to maneuver there, but there's nothing. And he'll lose a yard.
See the effect of penalties at the high school level. And they don't have to be big penalties, but 5-yard penalties just change the complexion of a drive. Here's Foxcroft kind of making their way downfield again, and next thing you know, a penalty and inspired defense forcing a 1-yard loss, and Foxcroft's facing 2nd down and 16 yards to go.
Very competitive first half, not a lot of scoring. Ponies trying to put some points on the board here. Hard-reaching pass, is it complete? Yes, it is. Beautiful pass there by Clausen. And on the receiving end for the Ponies, it's Hyatt Smith.
That was just throw it up and let Smith go get it. Used his speed. He was kind of with the cornerback till about the 10-yard line, then just accelerated as he saw the ball in the air, did Smith, and was able to make a diving catch of the ball just before going out of the back of the end zone. And a big late 2nd quarter touchdown gives the Ponies a 13-0 lead.
Stedman on for the extra point. A better execution this time, and once again the kick is true. And that'll make it 14-0 Ponies in the waning moments here of this first half. 1:36 left to go. Ernie, that's a big-time drive late in the first half. Foxcroft had just a 7-0 lead, but now it's a 2-touchdown advantage.
Yeah, 55 yards on the drive, but again, that was on a 2nd and 16 play. But Foxcroft, again, as I've said numerous times here, they have that athleticism on the outside. You've seen Richard do his thing on the outside, and that time Hyatt Smith just outraced the defender and stretched out to make a heck of a catch on a pretty accurate throw by Clausen, to the extent that he wanted to keep it from going beyond the end zone. Threw it as far as he could out there to the right, and Smith with a big play, and Foxcroft with an opportunity to take a lot of momentum into the locker room if they can hold Dexter for the last 1:36 of the period.
Stedman boots it, and it's going to be fielded around the 10 once again. Bobbled there by Weeks, and now he's going to give it off to his teammate running up the sideline. Who is that? Cameron Page, number 39. I don't know if that was 39.
Well, it wasn't a 30. It was
Right.
a 3. It was either Beam or Cameron Page. That's basically all I can say on that. Not having the vision to see across the field. And Dexter's numbers kind of tough to read at times. But a good return, and now Dexter has a little bit of life here with 1:26 left in the half, with the ball at their own 44-yard line to start this drive.
See what the Tigers can do. Need of some points here. Love to take some momentum into the half. Here's Page on the receiving end, and he'll be dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of about 1.
Yeah, that was Page on the return, by the way. But they bring in Jacob Bickford in a passing situation as opposed to running Beam at quarterback for most of the half when they've concentrated on running, and now he's trying to throw out of the wishbone, and we'll see what happens.
Gives here to Stone, and he's going to go nowhere. In fact, he's going to go backwards. He'll lose a couple more yards. Now Danny White wants to call timeout. 46 seconds left. Hoping to get the ball back here very late in this first half.
Have a chance to block a punt, have a chance to use the likes of Smith and Richard on a punt return situation. Foxcroft with still 1 timeout left in the half. Dexter has 1 as well.
BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Bangor Savings Bank. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more.
See here if Dexter tries to throw the ball and get it downfield, or whether they're content to be a little bit more conservative, not risk a turnover, and hand the ball off. But Bickford in the shotgun formation this time. Looks like he's going to pass.
Stone in motion. They fake it to him. Now Bickford able to evade a Pony defender. He'll tuck it under and head towards the near sideline, but he'll come up well short of the first down. With 39 seconds left here in the first half.
Timeout, timeout Foxcroft. Good job by Bickford to elude 2 Foxcroft pass rushes. They could have been sacked, but once the play broke down after the defensive pressure, Bickford rolled to his right, but really had nobody to throw to downfield, so made the most out of it. Picked up about 6 yards on the play, but it'll be 4th and 6. And again, Foxcroft anticipating a punt, or perhaps not, but most likely a punt, called their final timeout with 38.5 seconds left.
Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment. Enjoy the ride. Call them at 945-3016 or book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Bickford back to punt.
Bickford back, punt formation.
Richard and Smith back deep for the Ponies. And an angle kick here by Bickford. It's going to go out of bounds. Mitchell on the near sideline is going to mark it at the 28-yard line of Foxcroft.
As you said, angled out of bounds. Dexter did not want to give either of Foxcroft's punt returners a chance to handle the football, so sacrificed a few yards on the punt to negate the return, and now Foxcroft with no timeouts left, 33.8 seconds left. We might try to get the ball out into an area where one of their playmakers can find some space and see what they can do with it.
Austin's going to fire deep, putting it up there again, and the catch is made. Catch made there by Marsh, and he'll go out of bounds, stopping the clock. So Danny White using those timeouts very efficiently there for the Ponies, and his team in business once again, trying to tack on another score here. Ponies lead at 14-0.
Gain of 32 yards with a pass to Cameron Marsh.
Talking to Coach White prior to the game and talking about that first game against Madison Carabec, said it was not the Ponies' brand of football. Just said that they wanted to be more balanced. Of course, got down and became very unbalanced offensively. But here tonight, in a close game at this point, able to mix things up offensively, and that's going to be a lateral, I believe, Ernie.
That's going to be ruled a fumble. Dexter Dexter had an opportunity to pick the ball up and run, and nothing but an end zone, but it was Lyman. And granted, 78 for Dexter with the recovery, I believe. Jonathan Allen, as it is ruled. That's one of those plays, though, if you see it, he may have been throwing the football, but without replay, you can't tell because the ball was up like, in a throwing position. Now, whether or not he made a motion to throw, because he was trying to avoid the sack, was Clausen. But as it is, no replays, and a first down for Dexter at their 45. Turnover by Clausen.
Yeah, but wasn't he throwing it? But it was
sideways. Is that
the line?
That's the other option. I don't know if I ever.
That's what happened.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that I ever saw a signal that way, but they certainly didn't suggest he was throwing the football.
Now Beam's going to fire downfield, ball up for grabs, and it's intended for Bickford. That's going to be knocked down by the Ponies. Just 8 seconds left here. And for Foxcroft, they're just trying to get to the half here and maintain their 14-0 advantage. Tune into The Drive weekdays 4 to 6 on Sports Radio, 92.9 The Ticket. Ironically, today we had 3 guys who were at Gillette Stadium last night on the show.
A lot of tears shed today during the show?
A little gloomy.
The world will not end. They're on to New Orleans.
The sun did come up today. Bickford fires towards the middle, and the pass is going to come short. Still 1.9 left on the clock. Pass intended there for Page, but he had no chance. If you have a guy with an arm, you got to throw it here about 60 yards towards that end zone. I don't know if they have anybody who can throw it that far.
A, do they have time to throw it that far? And B, do they have enough?
Throw it 30 and then lateral it back. And
that would be the better play because you probably don't have the offensive line protection to be able to get enough time to let your receiver get to the end zone to be able to throw it that far.
And Bickford's going to throw it about 20 yards, and it's going to be picked off. Picked off by Nick Clausen, and
he fumbled.
He'll finally be taken down. And that's going to do it for the first half. The Foxcroft Academy Ponies playing on their home turf here tonight against the Dexter Tigers. They'll take a 14-0 lead to the halftime as they try to get to 500 here early in this 2017 season. We'll take a break. This is the Sportsnet Maine, BDN Maine Game of the Week.
It's your picnic table and your park bench. It's your hotel room, your office, and your nursery. It's your first date and a shoulder to cry on. It's your barbershop, your dance floor, and your toolbox. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
If time is infinite, why is there never enough of it? A John Deere One Family Tractor with Quick Park lets you attach and go. iMatch Quick Hitch gives you more time for what you love, so it takes less work to do more work. Auto Connect Drive Over Mower Deck? Done. They're not making any more land, but there's plenty of time if you know where to look.
Visit Greenway Equipment in Bangor and Ellsworth, or find us online at greenwayequipment.com.
The week. Great to have you with us here on a beautiful Friday night in Dover Foxcroft. Live here at Foxcroft Academy, and the second half is underway. Jim Churchill along with Ernie Clark from the Bangor Daily News. And the Tigers going to execute that reverse once again. It's going to be Tyler Beam. Beam heading upfield. He's across midfield. And he's got a couple of men to beat, heading towards the near sideline, going for the corner of the end zone. Can he get there? No, not quite. He's taken down at the 3-yard line, and one of the officials is undercut there. We've got an injured pony. What a return there by Tyler Beam.
Yeah, they run that reverse or fake reverse on virtually every kick return. And you kind of wonder because it takes a lot of time to get it going.
They actually were they went in the opposite direction there to execute it.
They did, but Beam got to the left sideline and sprinted upfield and then made a great cut at about midfield to cut back to his right. And then it was just a foot race to the right corner. And number 23, Daniel Rithnesberg, with the saving tackle at the 3. And Dexter starts out the second half with great field position on the 77-yard kickoff return by Tyler Beam.
Knocking on the door are the Tigers. And here's Stone trying to punch it in, but he's going to be straightened up at about the 3-yard line. And it's going to bring up second down and goal from the 3.
Boy, Dexter really needs to cash in here and take advantage of this opportunity. Find themselves right back in this football game if they can somehow matriculate the next 3 yards.
Now that late touchdown by Foxcroft looking very big now as well. Get to some first half numbers here in just a second. Things happening quickly here at Oaks Field. Lost a light standard right at the end, or at the beginning of the halftime festivities here. I'm just getting the lights back on, so we had a slight delay. But underway here for half number 2. And the Tigers are going to punch it in. Taking it home is Logan Perkins, the sophomore. Hits pay dirt, and it's now 14-6, Foxcroft Academy.
Yeah, right there. Went wide right. Good block by number 88 on the outside, Kyle Watson. And the cutback ensued by Perkins, and Dexter, as they needed to, cashed in on the kickoff return.
Extra point is off the right upright and no good. Gage Stone with the kick there, sliced it a bit, hit that right upright, did not careen through, and came back into the end zone. So the extra point no good, and that's going to leave the score at 14-6.
And then Dexter again, one play, the big kickoff return here in the second half, and they're right back in it.
Simpson, the kickoff, fielded at about the 18 by Richard. Now he's got some running room. He may take it all the way. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, 5. Careening to the right side. He'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Foxcroft. So they answer quickly, and they have upped their lead once again. It's now 20-6 Ponies.
Took all of 16 seconds for Foxcroft to take away that momentum that Dexter just gained. Again, we've talked about repeatedly the athleticism Foxcroft has on the outside with Hyatt Smith and Jeremy Richard. And Richard showing it off here. 82 yards on the kickoff return. Again, down the left sideline and seemingly ahead of the field, but some good pursuit by Dexter. Yeah. Only to have Richard cut back to his right, use one of the officials as a screen at about the 10-yard line, and finally made his way into the end zone. And Foxcroft now back to a 2-touchdown lead.
And we got a whistle here and a flag. Stedman was poised for the extra point, but the Ponies are going to be pushed back 5 yards. False start against Foxcroft Academy. Stedman 2 for 2 in extra points here tonight. 10:31 left to go here in the third quarter. First half was relatively quiet, no scoring in the first quarter. Now we got another whistle. And Stedman's got quite a leg there, Ernie. If they need a field goal out of him, he's got.
Yeah, I was thinking that after the last extra point, actually, although he's going to be tested here.
He's going to be kicking a
30-yard extra point, I think. Normally, snap from the 3 and kick from the 10, and now they're going to snap from the 13 and kick for the 20. So this will be a 30-yard extra point after 2 5-yard penalties by the Ponies.
Snap is high, but again, the ball is down. The kick is up, and with plenty of distance there, Stedman another extra point, and the lead for Foxcroft now 15, 21-6 Ponies here on the BDN Maine Game of the Week. Did you come up with any other scores there during?
Interesting situations tonight with the weather. But in terms of scores that we do have, Levitt 39, Belfast 0 after the first, Waterville 14, Madomic nothing at halftime. Game involving Old Town, trying to remember who they're playing right now, but game at Old Town tonight was started, and then because of lightning and hail and various other weather conditions was suspended. Will resume on Saturday at 6 p.m. The weather was that bad down there. Also, weather has been an issue over in Skowhegan, where Skowhegan and Coney are playing. Not a suspension overnight in that game, but the game has been stopped there. John Babs and Herman scheduled to start at 7 o'clock, just getting underway now because of a thunderstorm over in that area.
Kick by Stedman, fielded at the 5. Again, they fake that reverse. Beam's going to keep it this time. He'll take it up to about the 24-yard line of the Tigers, and that's where Dexter will get things going in this possession.
MCI and Nokomis scoreless at halftime. Edward Little 12, Portland nothing at halftime. Lawrence 21, Winslow 14 at halftime. We talked about that game earlier on, perhaps in the pregame there, of the big rivalry resuming down in Central Maine after a lengthy absence, I believe more than 20 years. I think 27 years, maybe the exact time frame since they last played.
Nice pick up there on first down. Looks like
Perkins?
And that is Logan Perkins. So it's going to bring up a second down and 4. BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Quirk Auto Group. It's your car. Find it at Quirk. Page in motion. You're going to go up the gut, and getting close to the first down marker are the Tigers. Looks like Perkins again getting the call.
Looks like just from, yes, and they're going to give the Tigers a first down without a measurement there on the second straight carry by Perkins. This time a 5-yard gain to the 34. You mentioned Dexter with just 44 yards of total offense in the first half, so certainly Coach Andy Shorey would like to see a nice sustained drive here to kind of show the Tigers that they've got that in them.
Perkins spinning, looking to give the ball to somebody. Couldn't find anybody. He's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So loss there for Dexter and some confusion in that Tiger backfield.
I get dizzy running that play, Jim.
He did a 360, maybe a little more there.
Spinorama.
Trying to find some help.
Yeah, I just got dizzy and fallen down. Nobody would have had to touch me. -3. Some defensive player would have come up and taken the sack.
And this time he was thinking pitch, but the timing not there, and more confusion. So Tigers getting a little fancy here, but it's not working out for them.
Good defensive pursuit by Foxcroft. Number 67, Caleb Ladd, and Caleb Niles, number 22, among the players in on that tackle. And suddenly Dexter with a big loss, -8 on the play, and they're looking at 3rd and long.
Foxcroft not a huge defensive lineup out there, but they've got some athleticism, some speed. Those plays that are taking so much time, not proving to be productive for the Tigers. They'll try something different here. Page running inside. He'll pick up a few, but it's going to be 4th down, and the Tigers will be punting the football away. BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Tradewinds Markets. Opened up a new one in Orland the past couple of months. Now up to 12 Tradewinds Markets. Be sure to fuel up at your local Tradewinds, or every gallon you buy helps local cancer care. Again, an angled kick by Dexter. It goes out of bounds across the way at the 44 of the Ponies, and that's where they'll get things underway here with 7:01 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Pretty active Tradewinds Market, about 14 miles from where we stand in beautiful downtown Milo, Maine.
That's right, yes. Made a trip over there a month or so ago, middle of the summer, with the Drive team from Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket.
Yeah, I think I recall the drive up there shortly thereafter and kind of viewing all the carnage that was left behind.
Yes, we are destructive. No doubt about that. Pass completed on the near side. Richard gets away from one tackler. Maybe a face mask here.
Yeah, probably a 5-yard variety. It wasn't anything that was sustained, but you get the hand up in the face and you see the helmet turn just a little bit, and the flag is going to come out. 9 and 6, 15 yards on the pass from Clausen to Richard, and then tack on probably 5 more on the face mask, and Foxcroft with a 1st down well inside Dexter territory.
So tonight, we definitely have seen more of that balanced attack that Coach Danny White was looking for. Of course, they've had the lead since the 2nd quarter. First to score in the ballgame were the Ponies. Clausen, of course, leading the way both in the air and on the ground. He's going to give to his teammate, but hit immediately was Niles. Jonathan Allen, big Jonathan Allen for Dexter.
Yeah,
like a wall right there, a brick wall.
Yeah, Dexter has that size advantage in the interior line, and for the most part, they've done a pretty good job of keeping Foxcroft from gaining a lot of yardage between the tackles. It's
got to wonder if they were doing just some more quick hits. Maybe it's just not their style, but offensively, because when you see the Foxcroft defense up against that Dexter offensive line, it really looks like a mismatch, but a lot of the Dexter plays taking a long time to materialize. Pass incomplete there, just off the fingertips of Jeremy Richard, who had a circus catch in the first half. Couldn't quite pull it off on that pass attempt.
Not a bad throw by Clausen over the first line of defense, or actually the second line of defense behind the defensive line. Tried to drop it in, maybe didn't drop it quite enough, and Richard went up after it and got both hands on it, but couldn't come down with it.
Uh-oh, we've lost that light standard again, and they're going to blow the whistle. And just shortly after the second quarter ended, the light standard just to our right here went down, and it was out for a long time. A bit of a delay in starting the second half, and it has just gone out again.
Penny must have fallen out of the fuse box, Jim. They actually did a good job in terms of, I mean, it really wasn't a delay at all when it happened the first
just
time.
A slight one, yeah.
Yeah, barely though. I mean, it really wasn't more than a minute, if any, after when the teams were supposed to start the second half. MCI 6, Nokomis nothing late in the third quarter. Jordan Bishop on a 57-yard run, 7-0. Herman leading John Babs. That game's early. That game was delayed by more than an hour because of the weather. Halftime, Bucksport 28, Mattanock Academy 22. That's a great game going on up, I believe, in Lincoln. Levitt 53, Belfast nothing at the half, and they're playing right now.
Wow, they're going to play the light standard still out off to our right, so the right side of the field, pretty dark, especially on this side of Oaks Field, but they did resume play. There's enough light on the left side of the gridiron as we look down on the fields here.
Yeah, with conversations among the officials and the coaches. Hopefully, if there's a change of possession here in the field of play, somebody from Dexter won't get lost going to the other end in the darkness. But we'll
just
see what
what
happens.
we need with our eyesight.
Yeah, no kidding. 4th and 13, so let's see if we get a long punt return here. And all of a sudden, never to be seen again as the punt returner.
Clausen fakes the handoff, takes it himself. He's got some running room. He'll be taken down at about the 32-yard line of Dexter. Solid pickup there for the Ponies.
But not enough, and Dexter will take over on downs as that was a 4th and 13 play. It looked like Clausen had a lot of room to his right, but some quick pursuit there by the Tigers limited the gain, and now Dexter gets the ball back with 5:49 left in the third quarter, and
they're heading into the darkness.
I guess we can play for a while at least. We can play for about 30 yards or so. Actually, the light standard on the opposite side of the field, down on what we were considering the dark end, is working. So maybe as long as they run all their plays to the left, we'll be okay.
Well, there's again one of those developing plays for Dexter, but this time they're going to almost pick up the first down here. Maybe they will pick up the first down. Let's see where they mark it. The Ponies came out of there with a football. It was Caleb Niles. The officials had whistled it dead, so it's going to be a first down for Dexter.
Nice gain there by Perkins, who's getting the bulk of the carries here in the second half, and again Dexter running where the light is. And
this kind of reminds me of my youth when we would hang those clip-on lights out of the second floor windows down on the back lawn.
Yeah,
and
keep playing.
Didn't stop us. It's not stopping the Tigers and the Ponies here tonight. Here is the keeper by Beam. And he's hit near the line of scrimmage, maybe got a half a yard.
Host of Ponies in on the tackle, including Matthew Spooner, 6-foot linebacker, junior linebacker, who has actually been in on quite a bit of the action over the last couple of quarters.
Second and 9 for the Tigers. They trail it by 15. 4:35 left to go here in the third quarter. And in motion was Page. He's going to get the handoff, and he's going to turn the corner, head up the sideline, finally be taken down at about the 30-yard line. And that's going to be another first down for the Tigers as we are into that dark corner now.
Ball's at the 31, I believe. Good gain
Sure.
there. Gare by Page with a couple of jukes on a secondary member for Foxcroft and able to get around that corner. And with the ball at the 31, that's 25-yard gain by Page, who is a sophomore for the Tigers.
Just have an agreement between the two coaches here, because it is quite dark in the area they're playing at right now. A couple yards there for Logan Perkins. 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. Well, a score here by Dexter, Ernie. Likely they would go for 2 points. Would certainly make it interesting heading down the stretch. See if we can pick up the numbers here on the backs of the Tigers. Fake the handoff to Perkins. Here's Beam. Beam slicing through the Pony defense. Still on his feet. Bounces off one would-be tackler. Now bumped out of bounds. Boy, you saw everything there from Beam. You saw the niftiness foot, and you also saw he can take a hit and still keep on ticking.
Ball looks like it's down to about the 5, maybe? I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard for the defense to see
Where the
result
ball
of,
is.
of where the ball is, the result of fake handoffs, because that time Beam with a good handoff, a good fake, excuse me, and kept the ball, and initially nobody from Foxcroft went with him. It's got to be hard to see. Everything's dark, although the Foxcroft defense will benefit a little bit by the fact that Dexter's wearing white jerseys, I suppose. But that went for 23 yards for Beam.
Here's Perkins in motion, and the fire across the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown. The pass is complete. Kyle Watson, the tight end, making the catch in the end zone. Tack on 6 more to the Dexter total. They're up to 12, and they trail this one 21-12 here with 3:34 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, they use that big tight end target, lined up on the right side, and started to come across, accurate pass, and again, Dexter needs the extra point here, though, because right now, 2-possession game, 9 points the difference. If they can punch this across, they can make it a 1-possession game.
Inside handoff, and is he in? Yes, he is. 2-point conversion for the Dexter Tigers. And we have a 7-point differential, and this game's getting very interesting here, Ernie Clark.
Absolutely, down to 20. Again, the 2-point conversion making it just a 7-point game, so that was a key run. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't see who made it, but
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know if we can see it somewhere else, but it's just hard to see numbers on that end of the field, particularly on the near side of the field, because that's where the light stanchion isn't working right now. Again, we were begging them to run everything to the left, but I think they're more concerned about winning. We've got word from up top that Tyler Beam was the runner on that extra point rush, which kind of makes sense. Inside run there, and so Beam adds the 2 points to make it a 7-point game at 21-14 with 3:34 left in the 3rd quarter.
Showing his versatility once again. He can run inside as he did right there, and we saw him break one to the outside as well. A big gainer for the Tigers, putting them in position for the touchdown. And the touchdown pass to Kyle Watson. So now the Tigers will kick it off here to the Ponies. They'll kick it into that darkness. David Kirschkane, the kicker. Low line drive, left side. It dribbles towards the sideline. Picked up by the Ponies. Going to be Smith picking it up, but he's going to be quickly taken down to the turf. Short gain there on the return, and the Ponies will get it started at about the 23 or 4.
3 or 4. Good tackle there by Logan Perkins on the ever dangerous Hyatt Smith. Of course, Hyatt Smith's older brother, Hunter Smith, is on the football roster as a wide receiver at the University of Maine.
Yep. Black Bears back in action tomorrow afternoon. Their home opener against the Bryant Bulldogs. Congratulations again to our good friend Mike DeVito, former Black Bear defensive lineman, inducted into the UMaine Sports Hall of Fame tonight. Clausen, the keeper here, works that left side, trying to trickle down the line there and find an opening. He picked up 3.
Again, the Ponies in the dark jerseys, so if there's any faking
really
of
hide that
handoffs.
football.
Yeah, absolutely.
2:50 left to go in the third quarter. Still a long ways to go in this one. Very entertaining game here in week number 2. Again, a long-time matchup. Two programs hadn't met since 2012 before tonight's game. Now we've got a flag down. Seems like it happened after the play.
Well, probably not just where the flag is. It's kind of back toward the line of scrimmage, and we're going to call a personal foul on
that's a killer for
Dexter.
The Tigers. Yeah, that flag went up in the air after the whistle had blown, so not sure what happened there. A little excessive contact or taunting or what the case might be.
I can't understand why you couldn't see it, Jim.
Well, the eyesight isn't perfect, and now you turn the lights out.
We need some of those coal miner hats above our
high-powered ones.
Yeah, real high-powered ones. It's getting brighter out. They're moving toward midfield.
Clausen on first down, rolls to his right, flips one downfield. It's going to be complete. Pass caught, I should say, by Jeremy Richard into Dexter territory. They're going to mark it at the Tiger 45. Another first down for Foxcroft.
14-yard gain there by Richard, who has now 4 catches on the day. Pretty good combination there.
And now they're on the other side of midfield, so things a little brighter in that area. Clausen again going to the air, looking for Richard, and is that pass picked off? No, it's going to hit the turf before it's scooped up there by Page in the defensive backfield for Dexter.
Pass overthrown, attempted for Richard over the middle, and now they're going to call it an interception.
So another official coming in and changing the call there. And no real argument from Danny White on the near sideline. So the Tigers turn over the Ponies and see what they can do here. They're going to start at their own 28-yard line.
It's the 3rd turnover by Foxcroft. First interception of the day by the Dexter defense. Cameron Page there, scooping that ball just off the ground.
2nd turnover for Foxcroft, right?
I've got 2 fumbles and a
you're right.
And a pass interception.
Here come the Tigers. Good gain on first down. Perkins picking up 6 on that first down play.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, the rest of my statistics are very unofficial. Hard to see on one end of the field what's going on.
Thankfully, we got some statistical assistants here in the booth.
But you know something? He can't see any better than I can down on that end of the
He's a lot
field.
younger than you are.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give him that.
Glasses.
He's not wearing glasses. 2 eyes instead of 4.
I'm being attacked by some winged creature here.
Yeah, that's the downside of the light. Maybe that's why they turn the lights off down the other end.
Oh, they dump one over the middle, and Beam will be taken down from behind. Looked like he had an opportunity there to really pick up some significant yardage, but the Ponies recover, take him down shy of the first down marker. He's going to come up about 1.5 yards shy. Big 3rd down play coming up here for Dexter. We're inside the final minute of this 3rd quarter. 40 seconds left. Tigers to the line. Bickford, the handoff, and trying to pick up the first down. Maybe that third effort there.
Yeah, the spot on this side of the field looks
short.
Just short, but barely short.
No,
they're going to give him a first down.
Wow.
He got a good spot because Beam with the handoff immediately was forced sideways, and that's never good, but was able to make that final lunge forward before he hit the ground, and it was just enough to get him across the plane needed to get the first down.
First and 10 for the Tigers at the 38-yard line.
Bickford gives it to Richards, who gets tripped up but lunges forward. Good job there by Perkins. Tackled by Richard.
Yeah, almost broke it open, but a good quickness on the defensive side by Richard. Offset the quickness on the offensive side by Perkins, and the gain goes for just 1 yard, I believe.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. Got 12 minutes left to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with quarter number 4. His score at the end of 3, Foxcroft 21, Dexter 14. This is the BDN Maine Game of the Week.
Choosing the right school for driver's ed has never been more important. Northeast Driving School has been the leader in driver training since 1969. Greater Bangor's #1 team of instructors is experienced, professional, and dedicated to its students. Northeast offers a variety of weekday and weekend courses. Call 942-1769 or sign up at northeastdrivingschool.com.
Since 2006, we've offered free ATMs worldwide to our customers, saving them over $16 million. Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
Back at Oaks Field here at Foxcroft Academy, we go to the fourth quarter, 7-point ball game. Foxcroft Ponies on top of the Dexter Tigers. Tigers with the football, though. Second down, about 4 yards to go. Tyler Beam, good pursuit there by the Foxcroft defense. He will lose a yard, so it's going to be third down and a long 5 yards here for Foxcroft.
Tyler Beam does attract a lot of attention. There's no question about that. Foxcroft's defense has largely held him in check. 123-yard gain. Rushing-wise, of course, the long kick return set up Dexter's first touchdown of the night.
Low snap, Beam, the pitch. And I believe that is Perkins taking it upfield. It is Perkins. He'll take it up to the 45. And it's going to be fourth down and about 3.
Dexter will punt from near midfield, try to pin the Ponies back and let the defense do the work. Hyatt Smith now rushes back into position to catch the ball.
Smith fields it around the 20. It's around one Dexter Tiger, and then finally taken down at about the 33-yard line, and that's where the Ponies will get it going here with 10:26 left to go in the ball game. Jim Churchill along with Ernie Clark from the Bangor Daily News. Kim Mitchell, Aaron Jackson, Mark Paulette. We've got Jay Baines up on the roof of the press box here. Nick Bolliger working camera 2. We got Brandon Rowe down on the sidelines here. Again, we'll have the on-demand version of this game up at driveshowmaine.com. Should be up by Tuesday for all to see. Richard the carry. And he'll pick up a couple. Again, next week we'll be in Bucksport. The MDI Trojans on the roads in Bucksports take on the Golden Bucks.
Bucksport was leading Mattanonkuk 28-22, I believe, at the half tonight. So pretty entertaining game up in Lincoln. And Bucksport looking to bounce back from a season-opening loss at Lisbon last Saturday.
Snap here to Clausen. Clausen bounces it outside. Still on his feet. Finally taken down by 4 Dexter Tigers. Good pursuit there by the Tigers, but some strength shown by Clausen. They list him at 200 pounds there. 5'8", 200 pounds. He doesn't look like he's 200 pounds to me, but
he doesn't look it. But on that play, he
clearly
certainly played like it. He had to bounce off some serious tacklers to make 4 yards. That was a well-earned and hard-earned 4 yards by the Foxcroft quarterback.
3-yard pickup for the Pony quarterback. He's going to try it again, but try the other side, and he's got a first down. Lawson racking up the yards in the air and on the ground. He's been one of the real constants in this ball game from the get-go.
Yeah, it really has. He's kind of the fuse, so to speak. I mean, he's where it all begins, whether it's him rushing the ball, the threat of the option, and then obviously the downfield passing on this night in particular to Jeremy Richard.
Yeah, the more I look at him, he can be a 200-pounder. He's pretty strong out there. Where's number 1 on his Pony uniform? Fires to the right side. It's going to be completed to Hyatt Smith. 7-yard pickup. So right now the Ponies slicing and dicing here, 5, 6, 7 yards at a clip, and also chewing up some time on the clock. We're down to about 8 minutes left to go. Spooner in motion. Here's Clausen, and this will be a loss for Foxcroft. That time that big defensive line for Dexter penetrating and taking down number 1.
Yeah, David Kirschkane, again, the junior linebacker, among those in pursuit as Foxcroft ran a Spooner in motion toward what turned out to be the strong side of the field to provide an extra blocker, but on that play, no number of blockers seemingly would have stopped Dexter from setting Clausen back for a loss of about 4 yards on the play.
Third down and 6 for the Ponies. Big third down play here for both sides. Approaching the 7-minute mark. Clausen back to pass, fires downfield. He's got his man. This time it's going to be Spooner, who gets drilled by a couple of Tigers, but Matt Spooner holds on to the football.
Yeah, again, Foxcroft flooding the secondary with receivers, and it's a matter of Clausen picking out the one that's open. That time, Spooner, who's the backup quarterback, by the way, in good position for a solid gain inside the 40. 14-yard gain, his first reception, Spooner. And now we get a stoppage in play.
And
so the officials timeout for some reason. I'm not sure why, but
to park some cars up on this bank here off to our right and get those headlights on.
Yeah.
It's been done before.
Oh, it certainly has.
First and 10 here for the Ponies. After the big connection from Clausen to Spooner, now he's going for all the marbles here. He's got Richard down there fighting for the football. And timing there to Hyatt Smith. Keep getting Smith and Richard mixed up there, but that was Hyatt Smith going high in the air, trying to pull it down, but Could not hold on, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10 situation here.
Yeah, that was just basically single coverage with Jacob Bickford on Hyatt Smith, and Smith got behind Bickford near the end zone. The ball underthrown just a little bit, and Smith tried to come over the top, but Bickford was able to knock the ball down as the lights start to come on the near side here, where it's been dark for the last 15 minutes or so.
Now it's Richard weaving his way through the Tiger defense. Good pickup there for the Ponies as they try to put this one away with a score here. Again, they have Stedman, who's definitely a weapon with that right foot.
Ball looks to be on about the 29 maybe?
Oh, okay.
29 or 30.
And here's Clausen showing some power. Pushes forward for about 5 yards. And they're going to move the chains again.
And this drive already has eaten up 5 minutes off the clock as the Ponies try to make their way to the end zone for an insurance touchdown as they nurse a 7-point lead. Ponies took over possession with 10:26 left in the fourth quarter, and we're down under 5 minutes and 30 right now.
Great at any level, Ernie, to have a quarterback who can run the football. Certainly reduces the variables there, whether you're handing it off to somebody or passing to somebody. If you can just take that initial snap and pick up yardage like Clausen has been churning up here tonight, that is certainly a plus for any offense. Now the lights are almost all the way back on here, so now no excuses, Ernie.
Not
no
at all.
excuses.
Although I'm sure the Dexter folks say it's convenient. It comes on when Foxcroft's down inside the 25-yard line, but
that's called a home field advantage.
It's life circumstances here.
Ball at about the 20-yard line. It is 2nd and 6. And it's going to be Niles leaning forward. 3rd down and 3 now for the Ponies. And it was impeccable timing, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, I'm not going to ascribe any motivations there, but it's a bright night suddenly.
Maybe thrown out of town.
I gotta go home tonight.
Here's Clausen again, powering his way up the middle, and that's going to be another 1st down for Foxcroft. So the Tigers have been hanging tough here. You know what the Tigers need, Ernie? They've got 3 of them here tonight.
Turnovers.
What am I talking about?
Yeah, they
you
need
got it.
They need it's either timeouts or turnovers. I didn't know which way you were going with that, but yeah, they seriously do need to stop here. Although, as you mentioned, Stedman with the potential for a field goal, but certainly Foxcroft wants to punch this in, and it's up to Dexter not only to stop Foxcroft, but to stop Foxcroft soon, because if they stop them short of a turnover that's returned, they're going to have a long field to try to tie this thing up.
Toss into the air, wobbly pass, it's up there, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Smith. Double team there on the right side of the end zone. We saw quite a field goal last year in Brewer.
Tyler Bean.
Yeah.
That was early in the season, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a heck of a field goal. That was a school record, as I remember. I want to say
record, I think.
I want to say in the 40-something yard range, wasn't it? And as we mentioned earlier,
what we're doing here, we're testing our eyesight and our memory.
and our sanity. And I don't know that we're about maybe 1 for 3.
Clausen zigging, zagging, now powering, and will be twisted down there. So that number 1 on his back get contorted a little bit. And his helmet came off. Now he'll trot over to the sideline. And what do we got here? Clausen lost his helmet, so he's got to come out.
He's got to come out. Spooner will play quarterback for this play as he takes the play from Bangor coach Danny White.
Bangor coach?
Bangor coach. Foxcroft coach Danny White. I mentioned memory and sanity. And
similar colors.
Yeah. Down under 4 minutes now. I do know that.
Cody Labby, the snap back to Spooner. He's going to hit the left side of that Dexter line. And he's going to get inside the 10, so it's going to be 4th down and 6.
Looks like the field goal team is on. Looks like Stedman, number 12.
Why not?
Levi Stedman in, and I believe Clausen may be the holder, actually. We had mentioned that earlier in the game. We thought it might be Richard down the other end there. But Dexter with the timeout. And Foxcroft with what would be about a 26, 27-yard field goal.
All right, so timeout called. Both teams huddled up. This ball game here tonight, and the BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Tradewinds Markets. Fuel up at your local Tradewinds, where every gallon you buy helps local cancer care.
Levi Stedman, a senior, 5'9", 145.
Bring the old water wagon out to those Tiger huddles there during the timeouts.
Fella needs a drink. Ball's going to be spotted at about 16.
I gotta tell you, Danny White's got to be real confident with this guy. He has been drilling him tonight, long and accurate. And that one is up and good. So the field goal by Stedman is going to make it a 2-possession ball game here in Foxcroft. 24-14 now the lead for the Ponies.
And that field goal had plenty of leftover leg. You always wonder in that situation whether or not, because the kick is deeper, that the kicker might rush it a little bit, and not only rush it but kick it low. But that time plenty of height and plenty of clearance. That would have been good by another 10 or 15 yards easily. As it was, a 26-yard field goal for the senior. And
tell you what, I'm going to put a little bug in Joe Harrisimiak's ear.
Yeah.
Black Bears have had difficulty for years, maybe decades, in the field goal department.
Boy.
And we'll be talking about the Black Bear game on Monday on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket. Tune in 4 to 6 for The Drive, your sports, your teams, your show. Black Bears taking on Bryant this weekend in the home opener. Of course, the Red Sox heading down the stretch in the regular season. They got an 8-2 lead over the Tampa Bay Rays tonight. Patriots trying to rebound. They'll be heading to New Orleans in week 2. Going to be no piece of cake there for the Pats.
No, New Orleans will score, and although against the Patriots defense, based on what I saw last night, it looks like pretty much anybody can score. So it's just a question of whether the Patriots can kind of regroup their offense a little bit.
There's a ground ball kick smothered by number 82, Robert Dorman. Dorman, just a freshman.
Foxcroft drives 16 plays, 67 yards. It consumed 7 minutes and 9 seconds of the fourth quarter, and
just what the doctor ordered.
Absolutely. Cashed in with a field goal. I mean, you like the touchdown, but the field goal just as valuable here in terms of making it a 2-possession lead for the Ponies.
Northeast Driving School has been the leader in driver training since 1969. Go to northeastdrivingschool.com to sign up for fall classes. Uphill climb here for the Tigers. They have fought valiantly here tonight. Bickford, the handoff, gives it to Perkins towards the Tigers sideline there. Picks up 4 or 5 yards on that first down play. Second down play will net another few, as that is Tyler Bean. I haven't heard as much, or I haven't seen as much out of him here tonight. Of course, probably the Pony defense keying in on him, Ernie.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, he's one of the.
Of course, had that great run back, though.
We had the great run back, but in terms of the running game, been relatively kept in check. Mostly small gains. Did have one long gain in the first half.
Takes a direct snap here, and he's going to get tripped up. And that'll be a loss for the Tigers. 4th down and 4. And Coach Shorey for the Tigers wants a timeout.
Hyatt Smith with the defensive play, among others, to stop Beam and force the 4th down call by Dexter. You assume they have to go for it here with 1:59 to play.
24-14 here tonight. Next week for the BDN Main Game of the Week will be in Bucksport. MDI and the Golden Bucks doing battle. BDN Main Game of the Week brought to you by Quirk Auto Group. It's your car. Find it at Quirk. So Dexter in danger of falling to 1-1. Ponies of Foxcroft Academy in position to get to 1-1. 1:59 left to go in the ball game. 10-point lead for the Ponies, playing here on their home field. Despite being at their own 38-yard line, the Tigers here late in this one going to go for it, try to pick up the 1st down here. 4 yards to go. And it's going to be Bickford rolling to his right, fires downfield, and the pass is going to be short. And the Ponies will take over on downs. Much to the delight of head coach Danny White.
Yeah, Dexter tried to go downfield, a 4th and about 4 play there, but the pass incomplete. Dexter hasn't had a lot of success through the air this evening. Couple of scores, finals. Waterville 14, Madomic Valley nothing. MCI 12, Nokomis nothing.
And off here to Niles. He's got some space up the middle. He'll take it down to the 30. 8-yard pickup on 1st down. Ponies looking to salt this one away. Minute 35 left to go.
John Babson Herman has been postponed to tomorrow night at 7. Weather conditions playing a role there. Herman leads 7-0 in the first quarter when the game was suspended. Lewiston 8, Oxford Hills nothing. Midway through the 4th quarter, a little bit of a surprise in Class A.
Niles backing his way to a 1st down. Got spun around and decided to churn his way past the 1st down marker backwards.
That'll be a 1st down for the Ponies and should seal it. Lawrence 24, Winslow 14, that's a final. End 3rd quarter, Levitt 59, Belfast 0. Halftime, Skowhegan 14, Coney 12. That's a game that has been affected by the weather. Levitt 73, Belfast 0, that's a final.
Weather, I didn't, I mean, I guess I saw thunder showers. I didn't realize it was going to be so prevalent around the area. Here's Niles bouncing his way to the outside, takes it inside the 20. Ball remains in bounds. The clock continues to run here. We're down to 30 seconds left to go.
Skowhegan now ahead of Coney 20-12, late 3rd quarter. And I think that is going to do it here.
And that is the end of the ball game. The Foxcroft Academy Ponies, the victors here tonight. They take down their county rival, the Dexter Tigers, by a final of 24-14. 2:14. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with some stats and wrap up this one. This is the BDN Maine Game of the Week.
You deserve a clean car. Let Dean's take care of the details. Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Let the pros at Dean's renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. For interior detailing, exterior detailing, and complete detailing packages, call Dean's at 945-3016 or book your appointment online at deansdetailing.com. Dean's gift cards are always the perfect gift for the holidays. Dean's Detailing. We make used look like new.
All right, that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast here from Oaks Field at Foxcroft Academy. Thanks to our crew, along with Ernie Clark from the Bangor Daily News. Thank you, Ernie.
My pleasure.
Kim Mitchell from Digital Workshop. We got Jay Baines, who's ready to get off the roof here. Brandon Rowe, also Nick Bolliger, Mark Paulette, Aaron Jackson on the job here tonight at Foxcroft. I'm Jim Churchill saying so long. The final score once again, the Foxcroft Academy Ponies 24, the Dexter Tigers 14. This has been the BDN Maine Game of the Week.